What's up, y'all? I need to talk about this Yahuah stuff because I keep seeing it all over social media. And apparently some of y'all have decided that if someone doesn't say Yahuah, they don't know anything about ancient Israel. I had people come in my comments telling me, CJ, you don't even know God's real name. His name is Yahuah. You need to study. You don't know ancient Hebrew. You've been deceived. Okay, cool. Pull up a chair, bucko, because if you coming over here trying to correct me, I got one very simple question. How do you know? That's it. How do you know ancient Israelites pronounce YHWH specifically as Yahuah? And I'm not asking what somebody on Facebook tell you, and I damn ain't asking what your congregation teaches. I'm asking what evidence gets you specifically to Yahuah. I'm CJ Everson, and welcome to the Jewish Skeptic. Let's put it on the table. Here's what we actually have. YHWH. 4 letters. That part is ancient. That part is real. Ain't nobody arguing that. Here's what we don't have, though. An ancient recording. We ain't got Moses saying it, and we ain't got David saying it, and we ain't got some dude from ancient Israel saying, hey, everybody, just so nobody's confused 3,000 years from now, it's pronounced Yahuah. We ain't got that. So people have to try to take the evidence we do have and figure out what the name probably sounded like. That's a reconstruction, people. Simple. If you tell me I think it's Yahuah, cool. We could talk. But when you come at me and you tell me we know it's Yahuah and everybody else is wrong, now I need you to show your work, bucko. And this is usually when somebody will say something like, but we know Yah existed. Yep. Or they'll say, we know Yahuah existed. Yep. And that doesn't automatically prove their entire name was Yahuah. That's evidence for that part of the name. It doesn't magically give you every sound in the complete name. You don't get half a puzzle, draw the other half yourself, and then scream, see, I found the original. No, you found a piece. Now prove the rest. Then here comes Yehuda, Judah in English. Oh boy. Boy, somebody will say, look at the Hebrew behind Yehuda. Just take one letter out, Then now you have YHWH, therefore Yahuah. Bro, come on. You cannot figure out how one ancient word was pronounced by taking a letter out of another word and keeping whatever sounds help your damn argument. That's not proof. That's wordplay. You still have to answer the same question. Where did you get those exact vowels from, fam? Because somewhere between removing a letter from Yehuda and yelling Yahuah, you skipped the part where you actually demonstrated Yahuah. That's kind of important. And then somebody says, but the Hebrew letter can make a U sound. Okay. It can make a U sound doesn't mean it must make a U sound every time you see it. English letters change sounds depending on the word too. So showing me that a certain sound is possible does not demonstrate that it was the sound used in YHWH. And I want to make something clear here. I'm not saying Yahuah was impossible. I don't need to. You're telling me it was definitely Yahuah. That means you need to prove that it was. I don't have to prove your pronunciation impossible. You have to demonstrate your pronunciation. Possible and proven are not the same thing. And before someone thinks I'm sitting here defending Yahweh like it dropped straight out of heaven, Yahweh is a Reconstruction Too. Yep. Nobody dug up an ancient MP3 file. Scholars looked at the historical evidence and tried to figure out what the name most likely sounded like. Most scholars lean towards something close to Yahweh. But there's still uncertainty. And honestly, I respect that. I really do. Because sometimes the honest answer is probably. Sometimes it's maybe. And sometimes it's we don't know exactly. That ain't weakness. That's honesty. The problem is when someone takes this is the pronunciation I prefer and they upgrade it to I know the true name of God and everyone else has been deceived. Whoa, bucko. Now you got a whole lot more to prove. Slow your roll. And since we're talking about how this stuff spread, we need to talk about Lew White, because Lew White got y'all losing y'all mind out here. A lot of y'all don't even know. A lot of the stuff that y'all talking about today actually came from Lew White, because some of y'all talk about Lew White like this man walked down Mount Sinai carrying a Hebrew dictionary in one hand and an ancient voice recorder in the other. Look, Lew White did not discover an ancient recording of YHWH, people. He did not uncover some document that set up the pronunciation forever. He gave you his interpretation. And by his own telling, spiritual experiences played a major role in how he came to this conclusion. Okay, that may mean something to Lew White, and it may mean something to somebody who already believes him. But a spiritual experience does not tell me how people pronounced a word thousands of years ago. That's belief. I'm asking for historical evidence. And this is what kills me. Someone will jump in my comments, y'all, and they'll say, CJ, you need to study. You don't even know Hebrew. You don't even know God's name. Then I'll ask, okay, how do you know it's Yahuah? And 3 comments later, we're at, well, Lew White said. Oh, so that's what we doing now? Bro, you came over here acting like you had the Dead Sea Scrolls in your glove compartment in your car. And turns out this whole time you talking about a Lew White interpretation? Bro, those are not the same thing. If Lew White was right, prove it without Lew White. Show me the evidence. That simple. And here's another problem. If this original pronunciation is supposedly so obvious, why can't everybody agree on it? Man, look, I see Yahuah. I've seen Yahuah. I've seen Yahweh. I've seen Jehovah and more. Everybody supposedly went back to the Hebrew. Everybody supposedly uncovered the truth. And somehow everybody came back with a different answer. Well, damn. Maybe the evidence isn't as clear as social media makes it sound. Because if all of you are looking at the same 4 letters and coming back with different pronunciations, maybe you should stop yelling at everyone else like yours was delivered directly from heaven. Then we get the ancient looking letters. I love this one, boy. I love this one, boy. Somebody writes Yahuah in old Hebrew looking symbols, you know, Paleo Hebrew. And suddenly everybody thinks, oh, there it is. There it is. Right there. It's right there. Bro, the letters looking ancient does not make your pronunciation ancient. If I write 2 + 2 = 7 on the side of a pyramid, it's still wrong. An ancient alphabet does not magically turn a modern interpretation into ancient history, people. You still have to prove what you are claiming. And this is why I want to make my position crystal clear. If you want to say Yahuah, say Yahuah. I don't give a look. I don't care. I'm not coming to your house knocking the vowels out your mouth. My issue starts when you come to my page telling me that I'm ignorant, telling me that I'm deceived, telling me I don't know history because I won't pretend your preferred pronunciation is a proven fact. Now we've got a conversation. You said ancient Israelites called him Yahuah. Show me. You said Yahweh is wrong. Show me. You said translators hid the real name. Show me. And don't give me another person who already agrees with you. Show me the evidence. Show me how you started with YHWH and got specifically to Yahuah. Then show me how you root out all the other possibilities of what the name could be. That's the part I'm interested in. I don't care about that other noise you talking about. Because these statements are not the same. I believe Yahuah is the best pronunciation. Okay. I prefer Yahuah. Okay, fine. Yahuah may have been the pronunciation. Let's examine it. But for you that come on my page talking about Yahuah is absolutely God's original name and everybody else has been deceived, now your evidence better match that confidence, bucko. And that's what I keep seeing online, because the confidence is way up here, but the evidence is way down here. And somehow I'm the ignorant one for asking about the gap. No. YHWH is ancient. That's demonstrable. Yah and Yahu are ancient. That's demonstrable. But the exact original pronunciation of the complete word, that's what people have to reconstruct things. And when we have to reconstruct something, maybe you need to calm down with the absolute certainty. So I'm done being lectured by people who confuse confidence with knowledge. You don't get to bully people with a pronunciation you can't prove. You don't get to tell everybody they've been deceived because they don't accept your preferred version. And you definitely don't get to turn this is what I believe the name sounded like into this is an established ancient fact or history. Those are different statements. So bring the evidence. Put it right here on the table. I'll look at it. But until you can demonstrate that exact pronunciation, stop acting like this question was settled 3,000 years ago and somehow Lew White and Facebook rediscovered it last Tuesday. Because saying it louder, writing in ancient looking letters in Hebrew, or attacking everyone who questions you doesn't make it true. Show us how you know. Show us how you got there. No fear, no dogma, just clarity. This is the Jewish Skeptic. Make sure you click on another video that pops up. I go into some stuff real deep. Let's go. See you next time.
Do you know what I found? The more you know, the less you know.